Wild Wisdom Warriors, this is Lily. I'm back. Alright, so one of the most recent, very hot subject that I kind of can't wait to get into is the Q-Anon. And you guys know me, I'm an investigator, I'm a human consciousness investigator. So of course I'm gonna have doodles. I haven't made a video in a while, but there's a lot going on, you guys. So I wanted to give a little bit of my point of view on what's going on the very recent events, especially about all the decoding that needs to happen about QAnon. And then we have a lot of other things that are happening on correction timeline, or that has to do with correction timeline. This is a mystery school thing, you guys. So this is like a master's class here because you know me, I'm Lily. I do it my own way. This is my crazy doodles that I do usually to help to simplify what I see and what's happening. So here we go, a QAnon decoding. As you can see already, this graph or these doodles are giving it away quite a bit of what this is all about and how we work. But of course, I am here today and I am addressing wild wisdom warriors. So this is wild. And so we have to take into consideration our unique, independent, wild wisdom warrior here to do anything we do in this reality. Because we have the mission in this reality is to implement Earth correction timeline. We are the Earth team, the cleanup crew, as I used to call us. So here we go. There is a lot of QAnon decoding out there, all right? So of course I wouldn't be Lily if I didn't go in here and say, hey, wait a minute. What are you saying here? So let's see, what is Mr. Q over here is telling us in all these posts and what's been going on, you guys. So my perspective on what is happening right now and all this that's going on and unfolding and unraveling in regards to our currency and what is happening in humanity's value. And so this is where we are at right now. And all right, so here it is, the QAnon decoding doodles. Most of you guys that know me and been following me for this last couple of years, you know that I do my reporting on human consciousness and the investigations that I do them my own unique way, which makes me me. I am Lily, and I am saying here that this is my way. And so for those of you that have been following me, you guys might recognize this and it will make a lot of sense to you. But I'm going to start that any decoding that I attempt to do, I do this through my living source field, which is the God mind, or the universal, as I call myself, a universal being, a universal mind seed here in this creation, a source creator being in human form. So that's the true power of a true human spirit, a divine spirit that is here, an eternal spirit. So as you can see here, my decoding of QAnon will be from this perspective, because it's been like 2 years, you guys. I've been talking about the inorganic intelligence, the AI, and the organic intelligence, or the natural intelligence that the humanity has, and the battle for human spirit energy, okay? That's happening here. So here, of course, just like with everything else, I'm going to split this like my original graph on human consciousness. I'm going to split this in 2 columns and show that. And of course, the center column here is going to have the anchor, and the anchor of any and all of my information that I bring forth and share with other warriors out there. It's always come from the point of I, my being, my source creation in human form that is within me, the God source within me that, you know, Jesus even talked about. So that's what is always at the core of a true divine human spirit. That's going to be always I. And what is I? I is the Anthropos, or the true human being, or the true source creator, or the child of the true living Father. Okay? And that's what humanity is all about. And then, of course, we have the imposter God and all of its side of manipulation and how the imposter God controls humanity. Of course, I've been talking a lot about that, and so many other people. So very recently, in 2015, I talked about the inorganic intelligence and what's behind it, and the dead hive-mind consciousness that it operates through. So all of that information is available. So when you find yourself here, this is a master's class of all the information that I've been putting out for years out there into alternative community for those that wanted to connect this living dots, the correction timeline that we as humanity implementing here. So as I've been always talking to a lot of people and explaining what it is that, what is divine human being. So here's divine human being embodies an organic intelligence, which is a natural living DNA, which is a natural IQ that is given to us by the goddess, or the material plane, or the physical or a biological field that is here. This is the gift from Mother Earth. And because we are capable and able to create as a creator beings, here we operate at the God speed code, okay? And that I'm gonna go back into more details later. So we possess a universal God mind expression, a physical form, and that's also very important. And the key here to understand that those human beings that are operating under natural organic intelligence have the self-awareness, or gnosis, as I've been talking about for a long time. That is something that is very important to be anchored in if you want to be anchored in the eye of the storm, all right? That means that self-awareness, or those that can acquire gnosis, are connected or operating through the eternal DNA code, eternal beingness, God source, creator being. And so for that, this is in Anthropos way of thinking, all right? And then of course with Q-Anon, to decode the Q-Anon, I don't know, you have to be unaware of what's going on lately in the media and all of that stuff. And all of that is very difficult for those people that are lost in their identity. They don't know who they are. And I've been talking about in this Wild Wisdom Warrior series since last year. It's been over a year since I've been talking about the illusionary awakening that is techno-spirituality, and that imposter God, and the programming of humanity, and how 85% of humanity are operating on these patterns, which are high mind control consciousness patterns that are implemented through the quantum computing right now. And that's when we come to QAnon, we have to understand that to decode that, you gotta understand the glass ceiling of AI, which is quantum computing, which is quantum intelligence. But when you look at this, and when you really understand who human truly living being is, with the eternal DNA code as an Anthropos, you'll understand that that quantum computing is nothing compared to the universal God mind ability that human being has. All right? So what you have here is I am, as always, going to be neutral because I'm not taking one side or another. Because I am never anchored either on one side off of this where I'm rejecting any and all reality, because I am where I am. I am right here in the center of creation. And so my way of seeing all of these things are going to be from the perspective of I, the source creator being in human form. So when I decode this, what I see is confirmations and things that I need to see to understand what's something I've talked about. And it's funny, calling it a stupid people. It's kind of funny because it's a stupid people genetic code that I don't know how to approach it to talk about it. But we have tried it a few months ago. It didn't go so well. All right, and then of course, I want to talk about this question, an inverted question, and how this reality and what AI is doing and how this intelligence works. And how this intelligence works is through copying and replicating organic, eternal DNA codes that a living human being is capable of expressing. So this is a very complicated copy machine over here, a brain copy machine. And so that's what it is. How you approach that and where you stand in your knowledge, I approach this from I point. And so what I see in here, in everything what Q is posting, let's play a game. So here we go. I'm gonna add my 2 cents on things that we can, as wild wisdom warriors, use for our benefit to understand what is happening, and we have a clear perspective and we have clarity in our mind of what is happening with this situation. This has a lot to do with my video series that I'm doing right now, Deception Reloaded, because this has a lot to do with who writes the codes for all this complicated parrot machine. So I'll add my 2 cents on some of the things in near future, and then of course we'll see how things go, but you're gonna get my and only my personal opinion on this. So thank you very much for watching this. Let's see what I, the center of the storm, see happening in this wheel. So the purge in alternative community is happening. It is quite interesting to watch. And that's why I've been kind of quiet, because I can't really be too direct, because it's so clear right now and what's happening, and the clowns and the parrots. So I'm gonna have fun with this. I don't care how many drama queens are gonna be pissed off about me telling the truth. So of course, and you know, it's kind of interesting. Wow, it's been a couple of months since I did my Wild Wisdom Warriors series video, and very recently I said that, you know, that the well for parrots, for 95% of the parrots in alternative truth movement, is gonna dry, and it did, because and the reason why you know why it did, because those parrots are all now are like they're all turned into cryptocurrency pimps. That's all they can do. There is nothing original, nothing organic, nothing of their own. Parrots are parrots, you know. So there's a lot of drama going on with the draining of the swamp, you guys. Oh, mine or mine, the swamp situation. It's really complicated. It seemed complicated, and that's why, you guys, I kind of wanted to do to make this a little bit more fun and do the Q-Anon decoding, because this is becoming a little bit more fun for me, because when I started talking about the AI and inorganic consciousness and the imposter god and the clowns in our reality, and how even the alternative media, I didn't even 2 years ago nobody was talking about mainstream media being the swamp and the clowns, until very recently the mainstream media became clowns and swamp. But I've been talking about alternative media, and about 90 to 95% of alternative media being that swamp, being the clowns, or being that, you know, the Mockingbird project, the Bluebird project. It's all the Bluebird project actually is prominent more in alternative community, which I've been following and been talking about, or the kind of programming that I've been revealing that's happening in alternative community, and how the clowns control the alternative truth movement through their agents, the clowns. Or I used to call them shitholes, because you know what, you guys, I wouldn't be a lily if I didn't call them shitholes. So the shitholes now turn crypto pimps. How did that happen? How all those people that wanted to help humanity so bad turned out to be a scam artist, the crypto pimps, you know? So, well, this is not new to alternative community, right, you guys? And I know I haven't been popular in alternative communities by stating what I'm seeing. So I know this video is not going to be popular either. I'm going to watch the YouTube doing the count backwards. As I've seen that in the past, yes. The YouTube can count backwards the views too. All right. That's a funny little fact. But anyway, what I'm doing, I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel about it, exactly what I'm seeing. The shitholes are still shitholes. I'm just calling them crypto pimps right now. Just as they sell out humanity on that time for a buck or two, they're selling out humanity today. Nothing's different. It's a genetic weakness with these people. They've sold their soul. They've sold their energy. They don't know anything better than that, okay? To them, that's it. They are the lost souls. So the shitholes are just do what shitholes were trained to do, just like with everything else, you know? So here we go, the purge. Watching the purge and the drama of the purge, and how the truth hits some of these people in truth community. For some it's hard, for some it's confusing. I can understand that. And me laughing about some of these people, it's not because I wish them bad or anything. We are in revelation time. We're in correction time. Right now, like I said, the notice was given to all of those that had contracts with this matrix system to get clean. So the thing is, what I've been talking about, the healing, your own transformation or metamorphosis process, that each human being, each creator being that is entangled quantumly into this reality needs to go through their own self-purging to be able to anchor in the I being, or in the source, or in the 0 point of creation, or the universal mind. And to be anchored in that energy, you have to purge yourself of all and any matrix system, because you are that powerful creator being. And so when you have that awareness or self-awareness, when you attain self-awareness and then you operate from self-aware being, then you are an eternal being. You are the ones that goes beyond the holographic universe, as I've talked a lot in the past year about going beyond the holographic universe and operating on the fields of energy that are beyond quantum fields. And this is how, when you look then at this AI and this idiots, excuse my French, the idiots that think that AI, that Google AI is God now because it has quantum ability and that it is self-aware, and then they give the robot a citizenship, and then the citizenship created the cryptocurrency. Then what else is not clear here? What else is not clear to crypto pimps? It's all very clear. And it's all very clear that they've sold out their souls. And that's what it is. So, of course, as the purge happening, just like I've talked about it, about eclipse and what eclipse energy did and what is going to reveal. And like in 2015, I talked about that everyone who is possessed by this inorganic intelligence, which is obviously right now a battle about that. And as we can see, that is a notion out there that somehow this intelligence can overcome a human natural ability or eternal DNA expression. Can it? Or do you have to be the crypto pimp to believe that? What is happening with the deep state and how all of that is unfolding, unraveling, and who is doing what. And for us to be able to see the truth of it, we have to understand this on all of the levels, because it's happening on visible levels and it's happening also on energetic levels. So when we approach this, we have to look at this from the point of view of whole picture. All right, so what I see right now in a lot of manipulations and all the things, the distractions that happen around, they're all happening on that level to keep an individual from attaining that internal or eternal power. Or in the last month or so, I've been focusing on some of the things and connecting some of the dots in for myself and the things that are happening right now on the global scale. So I'm watching the global scale politics and changes and just trying to follow all of that. There's a lot of connection with what's going on in America that are connected to globally. This is the dots that needs to be connected by those people that can decode certain things. Thank you so much, and until next time, stay wild, everybody. Stay wild. I love you all so much. Until next time, thank you for watching. Kolosova, Human Consciousness Investigator.